It's recording.
Hello, and welcome to Vortex Legion. This time around, just kidding. So, this one's a bit longer. Let's see. We make our way to the jail, but on the way, we see this Sleepy Road Music Tower. It's a classy lounge slash inn that has good performers. It's also super misty in the area. So we're like kind of on guard, and we find a sneaky thief along the way, and then Oral. Who's Oral? That must have auto corrected. Oh wait, no. Oral is. Is it Dustin
Mm,
or
Azrael.
Azrael?
Azrael?
I think it's switched. Yeah. It's definitely
It could
Azrael.
be. Yeah.
He recounts a dream prophecy that he had. I try to connect my dream to his, but to no avail. Once we get a bit closer, the town crier spouts out the news for the day, and I quickly jot down there is an expedition to the belly of gold. Uh, Honestly, I don't pay attention to what it autocorrects. I'm assuming that's wrong.
Yep, no, that's actually correct.
Oh, okay, good. Belly of Gold. The expedition has not returned. There is, something about like Tongue of the Leviathan in the Fallen Towers district, which I think we were going to follow up on. The Festival of Creation is 2 days out, and everybody's jumping on board, bringing creations to the torrential district, and a new shipment of bricks arrive, and that's apparently a big deal. So when we go to the jail, we interrogate Arthak, and he talks about his teleportation circle being an open one to 8 other locations, and the only people who have access to them are the other 9 members of the Aether Concord. Concord is trained at the Eye of the Storm Island to the east by the desert, close-ish to me. Mr. Soot spoke of the city below and of buildings made of stone with no seams, a sunken building you can only see the top of. Like, there must be a pretty big crater, and then showing like how tall it is, along with some long waterfalls and other creatures roaming about who have the power of petrification, who we know as being what are they called again? Bubba something.
Basilisks.
Yes, basilisks. Then we spoke to Arthak. Spoke to Arthak about Azrael's dreams, and he said he had actually been to the place that was mentioned. So southwest of Cinder Heights, EXT, close to a volcano, I guess. People who breathe the fumes go into comas there. So obviously it has a magical nature to the smoke. Arthak couldn't stay long, so that's something to go on. That he couldn't stay long at the island. He gave a recommendation for more info, who he has an instant teleportation to. We make them do community service for the forest, but they're free now. And then we make our way to the docks, and along the way we stop at an enchanting shop called Hazy Enchantments, run by a turtle. Rain went on his own to investigate basilisks and stuff. We take some time to enchant some weapons. We have various wait times. Mine is a week and a half. We're going to the docks now for the Tongue of the Leviathan because of something the town crier talked to us about. Very long, but there it is.
All right, that
I had-
covers everything.
Good.
I had jotted some stuff down too. That there's a local cafe where the
party meets called the Purple Bite. Which I was going to meet up with everyone there after I was done at the library.
At the library.
The party place, you know.
Right. Before you do go to the library, you're about like halfway down the walk, and oh, it's about midday, probably like 2 p.m. The mists that have been gathering around your bodies, that have just been permeating the entire space, that have risen high above your heads and mostly obscured beyond about 60 feet. It's sunken about to a comfortable chest level. There's still a bit of like moisture clinging to the ground, but it's
And is this level of mist normal for this city?
It's certainly it's certainly odd for this time of year, but sea mists coming in off the ocean are not uncommon. So it's not like a magical mist that like is hiding evil creatures beneath your feet.
That's what we're afraid of.
No, you're good. Yeah, it's actually make a nature check.
The boy
Sure
Ray.
thing. First roll of the evening. Do. Got my computer sheet up, and there is nature.
Bruh.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Wowza.
wow. That
Okay.
was...
I know all about mist.
So, you've
I was raised by mist.
born by it, molded by it.
Mhm.
You would know. You've been tracking the local environment, the creatures that live in this space, and the blue-backed albatross seems to nest in this time of year, and you would know
Mhm.
that the eastern winds, the currents that transit water across the oceans, flow across the deserts to the east and make their way, settle onto the lower lands, on the lower elevations. And this is probably the last breath, the last gasp of hurricanes that are racking the East Coast about this time of year.
Mhm. Nice. Thank you for that. That's great.
Okay. Yeah, so you're like, oh, it's it's nesting season.
I keep an eye out for birds.
Okay.
The blue-backed albatross, was that what it is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I keep
So
my
this
ears
mist-
out for the calls of their young as well.
All right. Yeah, I dig it. Just like steal one of their babies at some point.
No, just out of curiosity. Much as how walking through a city, you might hear the calls of baby pigeons, but never really see them.
Okay. I'll have you make a perception check as you head towards the dock, probably.
Sure.
Other than that, yeah. You
Really?
hear
Wow.
from miles away as it echoes across the cavernous walls. These sounds of loud, obnoxious squawking, and you're like, oh, yeah, that checks out.
Mm-hmm. Like above the normal, loud, obnoxious squawking that I would hear in city streets that are not birds.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But here it is, yes.
The Hurricane Harbor docks is what that area is called, and it's quite like craggy. The walls that the areas that the walls sit on are like basically sheer cliffs, and there's plenty of roosting spots for local wildlife.
Wonderful.
All right.
This all pleases me, and I'm sure that once the party needs me to roll well, that's when I'll roll low. But I dig this stuff.
Nice. All right. So you are, what was it called? You're traveling down, down. The Seasons Change Boulevard. The right side is the left side of your traveling. You've been walking for a good solid hour down this one trail. It's still rather paved, but as opposed to the new cobblestones that traced your path farther south, it's starting to like get mossy, and ivy and vines are starting to cover the far corners that are probably a little less traveled.
Mm.
The gutters are working as they're supposed to, thankfully. Um, and the trees to the right of you, they transition from pine to um, deciduous trees that are a little bit more susceptible to change. As their evergreens are called that because they don't lose their leaves in winter, but the deciduous
Yes.
trees, they do drop down their various colored cargo of dead stuff,
Hmm.
and eventually transitions to what looks to be like a rainforest. It's still the same deciduous trees, the golden archways that are the forest of lost voices, but these seem to be larger, massive versions of those same trees. Whatever is in this like southern, like southeastern section of this forest is just really breeding like massive trees, and
Nice.
yeah.
So, out of curiosity, now this golden forest, was it named? Is it that way? The leaves are normally that color, even when they like say springtime, right? Do they change to some other color as deciduous trees before they drop?
Unlike other trees, these trees seem to have some otherworldly vitality to them. Never do these leaves
Okay.
die. They drop when the winds change. Um, they, but they grow new ones. In the winters, their
Okay.
leaves, they still feel the change of the seasons. They're battered and bruised, but most of its life still clings to the trunks. So like not as
Hmm.
much drops basically.
Gotcha. Okay, I admire the forest as I continue walking on to my destination.
Yeah. You pet the trees, tell them they're doing a good job, and you continue on your way.
Mhm.
All right. So as you head towards the dock gate, is that what I called it, or the harbor gate? Harbor gate, I think it sounds better. As you head towards the harbor gate, headed towards the Hurricane Harbor, as it was mentioned, you do nice. You do see like an offshoot to the path. It's the mist seems to get thicker as you head toward. It seems to get more voluminous as you head towards the harbor.
Uh, I like my
Sorry,
Miss Voluminous.
I really hate using the word thick.
Well,
It's not because it's dirty. It's because it makes me giggle every time I use it.
it's weird because I think that voluminous is dirty
Oh yeah.
because it's so close to voluptuous.
Okay, okay. It's big. It's
I think
big
there's no way
mist.
around it. You're just a dirty DM.
Damn it. Damn it. Okay. I've just come to my fate. There's a path headed to, you're traveling down the path. It kind of curves with the movement of the walls. Oh god. And you see the towers kind of bend away from you to the left. An
Oh yes.
empty space just fills the misted corridor. It's starting to get a little bit higher. It peaks just over your head, and you can't really quite view anything anymore. It's odd though. The regular sunlight is streaming down, but you do see off to the left kind of like an odd orange glow. It's not quite the same tint as the yellow sunlight above, and it's strange that it's coming from that offshoot on the path, and you don't
Would
have
I?
anyone around you.
Mhm. Would I suspect that that might be what a flame, a fire, would look like through the mist?
It certainly looks like it.
Okay, we just had a problem with things being lit ablaze or attempted to. I think that's worth investigation. Even though a part of me is saying I should get reinforcements first. If it is a fire, the quicker we can get to containing it, the better. But I also remember that Mr. Soot, when we were interrogating him, or questioning him rather, mentioned that there was an entrance to the underground city to the southeast, if I'm not mistaken, where this is.
He did also mention that it was outside the walls, so
And this light is inside the walls?
yeah.
Okay, and it's beyond the spirited, the little force in the city, right? It's not in it?
It's I mean, you're in the walls, within the walls still. It's just that the
Yeah,
path kind of bends away from the
yeah.
walls a bit.
What I was asking is that, so in the middle of the city is a forest.
Yeah.
And is this light within the forest or outside of the forest?
Oh, it's to your left as you're traveling south, so it'd be more towards the,
Okay.
the towers, like in the walls. So, say here.
Hmm.
You've been traveling for a good 20 minutes on foot. It's starting to get real boring.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing to look at, and there's mist, and, you're kind of wet. You know how, like, in early morning mists, where it's just kind of
Yeah.
sticking to your clothes like dew? It's that.
Well, it befits my name.
Yes.
Now, we are going to meet at that cafe, and this is along the way.
Yeah.
What
the
I'm
cafe,
seeing right now?
The cafe would be positioned to this direct south of the wall. It's kind of like overlooking
Okay,
the fairgrounds.
I'm going to go ahead for safety's sake and meet up with everyone else before I investigate that.
Okay. So you go on ahead. You were trying to travel towards the library. Oh wait, they spent a lot of time in that. Yeah, you would have been coming back from that as at the moment.
Yes.
What were you looking for in the library again?
So I went to the Tower of Reason to research what information I can find on basilisks and purple worms.
Okay.
And also, while I was there, I collected a fee for research, doing a little bit of research on the forest.
Right. And did we already do the rolls for that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. So you see in the distance, as this orange light is just kind of just beginning to glow and grow bigger and bigger, you see Rain hurry up to you, and the pitter-patter of his footfalls get closer until they come to a stop directly in your spot.
So where did you vanish off to, huh?
Well, while you all were shopping around, I decided that it might be helpful if we were to find what information we can on the potential dangers we'll meet in this underground city. So I was researching at the library.
Good thinking on your part.
Thank you. I can hardly hear you, by the way.
This microphone gets on my nerves sometimes.
Yeah.
Better?
Much better.
Terrible.
Okay. I think what it is that if it's not parallel to my mouth, it doesn't pick up as well. So anywhere above or below it, it just kind of, it's like it's not there. Especially if I accidentally leave it up.
I mean, it sounds good to me.
Have you tried it like inside?
Yeah, just stick it in your mouth.
Yeah, dude, that's definitely what we need.
Yeah, let's just eat my mic, eh?
I'm down.
The solution is simple. Just surgically place it right next to your larynx. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me? Because I have a fan running in the background.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
No, you
Cool.
sound great.
Thanks. I get that all the time.
Oh, hey, Cody, real quick.
Yes, sir.
So the city below, am I just like not remembering correctly? But is that close by?
He made mention to that in terms of a expedition. So you've never heard of this city below but you assume it's the same thing they're referencing with the belly of gold.
Okay. All right. Just wondering.
Like beneath, down. That's the only terms you've heard it referenced in.
Got it. That's fine.
Okay.
Carry on.
So, there's a glowing spot in the mist off to the left.
And I do fill in the rest of the party about that.
Oh, what the hell? Cool.
It's off in the direction. It's in the southeast, which on the other side of the wall would be where the entrance to the underground city is, we're told. I don't know if there's a connection to that or not.
Well,
It could just be someone holding a lantern.
What does my lantern do again? I forgot.
Makes
The
light.
lantern, as far as you know, it thins the veil between the material plane and the ethereal plane, and sometimes ghosts can leak over, but more often than not, you can just interact with ghosts, like speak with them.
So they're not always hostile.
No,
Okay.
but that's only if it's lit. I assume you don't have it lit right now.
No.
Then you're Gucci.
Then I am Gucci. I don't really see too much trouble at this point. I mean, I feel confident with the number of people that we're traveling with. So, and seeing as how this is Rain's kind of, I think, territory. I'll head up to the front, and whoever else wants to join me, I just walk toward it.
Okay.
I will follow.
With Nebro.
I will walk a bit off to the side. I'm a little wary that it might be a lure, and I don't want there to be an ambush.
Yeah, same thing
I'm
what I
not
was
gonna
going
be
to
part
do.
of the main group.
I was going to walk in the back and keep watch.
I'll stay
So I'm
somewhere in the middle and keep everybody keep my head on swivel.
Okay.
Telepathically to Nebro, I'll just say, if we get into a lot of trouble, you have permission to use or to press a button on the turtle.
Hey!
so
Neville just seems really excited about using the turtle.
who wouldn't? Cody,
Yes.
now there's something I would know as a player, but I don't know if Rain would know it, so I'm going to ask you about this.
What's up?
Does he know about Will-o'-the-Wisps, seeing as how this is next to a spirit forest and all?
You would, and they tend to not hunt alone, is what you know. So
Okay.
one single wisp would not a danger make.
So says Yoda.
Yeah, that did kind of.
Cody, are you okay?
No, I'm having a stroke. Kronk have stroke. Send ambulance.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. This is great.
Oh, so you're approaching me? Are you actually going closer? Alright, you hear over the mist as you approach. It's kind of a thinner path. It's less traveled and therefore less maintained. You occasionally trip over a rock or two, and out of the mist you hear, "Haru, get out of the trash!" The
I had a silver
garbage is
piece
not
every
for
time I heard
eating.
that.
What's that?
I was making a bad joke. You can continue.
Oh, okay.
It's not worth it.
Kinda glad I didn't hear it then. Okay.
Yes.
Haru,
Get
it said
out of there.
Haru?
Yeah, Haru. Like, here, I'll type it out. It's Japanese for sunshine.
Oh.
And we can't see like a figure or anything. We just still see this glowing shape.
Well, as you get closer, it's not too thick mist, but it begins to form an outline. You see what looks to be a large bin, like a metal tin bin that seems to hold the glowing light, and then there's a man just like frantically trying to like grab into it and just like missing whatever he's grabbing, and you hear this like odd cackling sound, like some creature within is laughing, and it's whatever it's laughing at it finds hysterical. What am I gonna do with you?
Is this a game of hide and seek?
Oh, guess. Sorry that he like puts a lid on the trash can, and the light abruptly fades. You get closer, and this outline he's quite tall. The voice is masculine, but you can't really make out a gender on the face. Through the mist, it could be your perception, but you think his skin is yellow. It's the oddest thing. And his
With that-
facial features are sharp, and he's bald. The ears seem to end in points, and there's piercings along his brow and his scalp. He doesn't appear to have any hair up top. That's just the weirdest thing.
Does that fit the description of a wood elf?
It does not. Typically,
Okay.
wood elves have like woody textures or woody pigment to their coloring, like chestnut browns, more like a soft wooded green.
Would it be one of those glowy races? I forget what they're called.
Eladrin?
Glowy, kind of not elf.
The Eladrin?
I think so.
I mean, you can make a history check if you'd like.
Sure.
Is there anyone besides Nebro or someone who would be able to make that? Because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to, right?
You could probably. I mean, you're pretty old. You would have had plenty of time to research this particular race.
Good luck. You can do it.
All right. Oh,
Bardic
who am I get-
inspiration.
Can I help
Hey.
anyone?
No need.
Cool.
Right on.
You can
Okay.
still
Very well.
still roll though if you'd like.
Weird
Yep.
flesh.
I'll let her have it.
Okay. Do you want a bardic inspiration? The small gnome who's clearly puzzling over
Yeah,
a strange.
Yeah, you get a D8 plus.
The pale purple-eyed figure next to you starts painting a light bulb over your head. All right, brain blast. So you in your studies of the races that have long come to pass and ended, you find this one to be particularly interesting. This is what is known as a Githeri. They were a race that seemed to have come from the far realms and were enslaved by the aberrant races of mind flayers. And they, like the Githyanki, sought freedom and eventually obtained it and fled to the plane of limbo. Because you rolled so high, you know that limbo is a very chaotic plane, and these by contrast are very lawful people. It's kind of like an odd contrast, but limbo's it's a weird place.
All right.
Definitely odd to find one here though.
So,
Ah,
is it a Githyanki or not?
A Githeri. It's like a sister race. The Githyanki are evil. Like they chose to embrace the chaos, the evil of the mind flayers that had enslaved them, and chose to follow their decades and centuries of enslavement, and just chose or were persuaded to be bad people, essentially. Yeah, these were Githeri.
Now,
Is
this
that
makes me
is that how you
curious.
spell it?
I'll look it up in this. Yeah, it's a weird.
Okay.
It's a weird spelling.
Now, I as a player am making connections again, so I want to go ahead and roll for Rain on that history check to see if he picks that up too.
Oh, sorry. Get Zeri. That's get Zerai. Oh, I got it.
There
wrong.
we go.
Got it
Never mind.
so wrong. Jesus.
I was about to
What
say.
were you gonna say?
Rain.
Who are you talking to?
Rain, you were just about to talk.
Well, Rain isn't making any connections. Rashid is. So I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, you probably he probably has jaundice. You don't really want to mention it. He's probably having a bad time. Maybe some kind of like skin condition. Yeah, but best to keep quiet.
Me
can I
having.
telepathic?
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna look at HD and just kind of tap my head and go ahead and like communicate what I know because
Yeah.
I'm not very good at talking.
I become very interested actually because these people, while one has turned to like much violence, the other has turned toward a more, I guess, having a mental discipline to kind of combat all that stuff. They are akin to me in that sense, and they hate mind flayers, right? So mind flayers are aberrations, I believe, or they're part of the far realm, which
Yeah.
has a bunch of aberrations, and that's like my most hated thing in the world. They should not be in this plane or world in general. So I immediately am like, this is a kinship right here.
Yeah, your entire life has been dedicated to making sure that these creatures are eradicated, and this is a man who has fought against them and succeeded. And you just feel like an instant bond, an instant like fascination with this creature. Sorry about Haru. He he's rambunctious. You see
Can
a
I
little,
pet him?
you see a little pop as the as as the trash can flies up 10 feet in the air and just like flops over. Like I said,
Can I pet
I
him?
wouldn't recommend it. You might get bit. He shows his hand and there's like a recent gnawing mark on it. Speaking of which, he's also missing a few fingers. Like probably a good 3, maybe a pinky on both sides and then like a middle finger.
Well trained.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry. The bite was from the fox, but the fingers were lost long ago.
Mm.
You don't look like anyone I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Oh, you haven't met too many yellow folk, have you?
Is that the proper term?
Well, my people are referred to as Gith Zerai. We are creatures of balance. Just as yours, Dryden, are creatures of self-interest.
Ooh.
I'm not going to deny it. That is excessively true.
I'm so glad we're having a good time together. Would you like to come in for tea? I may need some help wrangling the creature. The fox.
Is it a regular fox?
Well, no. I have a penchant for gathering curiosities, and this is a recent purchase at the markets. The trade here has been picking up for the Cinder Heights, and I've just been so enraptured by the strange and beautiful animals that have been apparently cascading about in their native lands. I had no idea.
Let me try something. I'm gonna pull out a piece of meat, and I'm gonna be like, "Come here, little one."
You see it. You see little pointed ears poke out of the trash man.
Nebro also, his ears perk up at little one. You get the feeling that he has been referred to this a lot.
Oh,
Yes.
feels bad, man.
Anyway, I'm like,
does neighbor want the meat?
Yes,
Ah.
always wants the meat.
I look
Make
at
a wizard
over
saving
the
throw.
make a wisdom saving throw. I
No,
figured I didn't
Nebro,
make
for resisting the urge. Ooh,
Oh,
your feet, they're moving outside of your own will. Oh no, your nose, it's drawing you
I tripped
forward.
Nebro.
so
Jesus.
while these clowns are doing that, I'll offer.
And what I was gonna do was I was gonna show the fox the meat and then try to get it to let me handle it.
Make an
All right.
animal handling check at advantage because of the food.
Mm.
Oh, good God!
Oh, you rolled so
Plus
bad.
5.
Did you pull out the fox meat?
I guess so.
Okay, you see a flash of light as you're blinded, and you feel a little nip on your hand as teeth sink into your finger. Just gonna see if this hits.
Ah!
Does a 16 hit?
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Damn, that's my IC.
Good armor class. Yeah.
What are you wearing?
Nothing.
I have a ring of protection.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, so you just managed to sneak your fingers out of the way before chomp! The meat is stolen from your hands, and right back to the trash it goes.
So now it made an appearance. Do I recognize what
You-
kind of fox this is?
You could not see past the light. Actually, go ahead and make a
Wow.
perception check for me.
Okay.
It's kind of blinding, but you could probably shield your eyes and get a few glimpses.
Wait, so the fox is like glowing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're blinded by the light.
Would I be
Yeah.
able to see through it with my goggles or no?
Yeah. You'd probably have an easier time doing it. Make a perception check as well if you'd like.
Based on sight?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
You know what? It's enough. It's like a light glow. What you see beneath the yellow light, the orange light, I meant to say, is what looks to be a stark white fox with streaks of various fire-esque colors down it, melding reds, blues, or sorry, not blue. What? Reds, yellows, and oranges, and they kind of like mix together into this like. I'd say like phosphorescent if it wasn't such a harsh light, but it's very glowy.
Is this a magical like type of fox or like
I mean, how many foxes have you seen that just like glow?
like is it like a specific like breed? I want to say kind of like blink dogs. Is what I'm trying to think of,
You're not quite sure.
or is it just like a weird fox?
I mean, I guess like a nature check, because this is kind of like understanding plant species or animal species, kind of. Oh yeah, okay.
Nice.
This is a fox native to the Ash Highlands and the Cinder Heights, and they blend in with the white soot that seems to cake the lands that they're home to. Think like a Arctic fox, but instead for fire. They seem to
Huh.
they seem to excel in hunting in the soot and diving deep down to pierce the small rodents that seem to make tunnels through the soot that they find home.
I have an idea then. I'm going to take out my block of incense and light that and see if it will calm the fox at all.
Okay. I guess that wouldn't really be a nature check or anything. You just light it. It does seem to lessen the bright light. The agitation seems to fade a bit, and if you want to do an animal check again, it'd probably be a little bit lower DC.
Hello, Puppy.
Shit. Okay, yeah. So the you hear and like a yipping sound.
I told you it'd let me pet it.
He starts rolling on the incense like this catnip. You see his fur start to alight. The hair itself seems to be flammable, but the fire doesn't go out, and it's glowing brighter than ever. But it seems to be a sustained fire, like no heat is coming from it.
I am definitely gonna boop its snoot.
You boop its snoot with a natural 20. You can do whatever you want. Man. You gave this creature catnip, man. Like, you can do whatever you want.
I'm also gonna ask if he wants to keep the incense for this, because incense doesn't burn down right away. So,
Right. I mean,
want to keep the incense? Might help you handle this guy.
well, honestly, you're a natural. Your first attempts weren't too great, but I fear that if you hand me these incense, he'll form a hatred for the things. He doesn't like me. It just isn't meant to be, I don't think. But here I give all of my creatures freedom, and they grace me with their presence, their beauty. You look around, and the area does seem to be quite wooded and strangely devoid of any towers. Like, you saw this path off to the side, and you were like, oh, hey, this is just like an offshoot. I could probably, like, travel through here, but this is probably his own land. There doesn't appear to be anyone on the roads. You look around, the mists themselves are, heavier here, and they're still above your head, as I said. But beyond that, it's quiet. The normal hubbub of the normal noises of the street, the city sounds, are strangely missing from this space. It's odd.
Sorry, I don't think we actually even caught your name.
Oh, right. The name's Greg.
Greg?
Greg. I'll type it out.
Okay, Greg.
I was like, what the fuck?
Okay, I thought it was urgent, but I wasn't sure.
What's up,
Greg.
Greg? Yeah,
What's up, Greg?
Fantasy Greg. Okay. Yes. I just a simple landowner. He gives you a quite nice smile. He seems to be while not like super warm to strangers, he seems at least polite.
I'm Nebro.
No.
No. Hello, Nebro. He gives you a deep bow. You see, as he rises up to his feet, he's got remarkable control over his body. The grace in which he holds himself is admirable.
Nebro tries to copy his movements.
Make a dexterity check. Or acrobatics, I guess? Performance. No, acrobatics. If you'd like. Ooh. Yeah, you fall over. Haru rushes over and poops your snoot.
Good boy.
And he's like rolling frantically against the incense that you're holding. Oh,
I'll set it on the ground for
he's
now.
also on fire, so not like on fire, but like very, very bright. So it's hard to look at him.
So,
Got a firebox. Go on.
you said that you were here because of some trading thing in the Cinder Heights.
Oh, Yes, well, I've lived here for centuries now, I'd say. It's been a wild ride. This place is crazy.
Are you alone with your friend?
Oh yes, but I have many friends. If you're
Well,
asking if I have servants, no. No. If you've been enslaved for as long as I have, you don't like the idea of making other people do services for you.
I think he meant, do you have family with you as well?
He gets a little morose. Sadly, my kin didn't. Well, let's just say they didn't make it out.
Oh.
you
Are
could
your slavers
say
still in existence?
Despite my best efforts,
yes. They are. They are very much here.
Well, that is a problem.
It is, and I have dedicated a big portion of my life to eradicate them, and it is good to see someone else um, know their true nature, even though it is not. It will never be a good story to hear people who have experienced them. It is never a good story.
yes.
Wait, what are you getting on
He does
about?
perk up at that though. He says, "Wait, you say your life's work is to slay the mind flayers, right?"
Yes, among the other people of the far realm.
Well, then you're a friend of mine. Come in, please. I would welcome such honored guests. And I assume by your garb, you're adventurers, military, what?
Yes, we
Little
are.
column A, little column B.
Yes, I agree. I do not know if we are on a tight schedule, but it would be nice to talk to you for a bit if you all do not mind.
Any tales you have to
Sure.
give? This is a
My
wondrous occasion. Have you done battle with them?
Not
Well,
this
you
yet.
have this aberration's eye. Just like hold up my eye of holding.
Whoa, you've slayed an aboleth. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is
It
impressive.
was.
That's incredible. Oh, what joy. He seems genuinely delighted.
Was the aboleth? Was it fighting a dragon? I can't remember what it was fighting.
It was fighting
Yeah,
Neville's
my
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
That's right.
It's a weird
I'm
anime
just gonna
we're in.
leave that part out.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Nebra's like, I have a girlfriend.
Well, how far away is your abode?
Oh, it's well, this is the end of my walk. You know, I really thought he would help me take out the trash, but no, he just wanted to eat it. He shakes his head. It's about a 5-minute walk towards the wall. It's just up against it. You can't miss it. Just walk with me. I'll guide you. It's not a very hard walk. It's unlike the twists and turns of the other places. His paths are ordered. Each interval of this garden is well thought out and meticulate. Is that the word?
Meticulously.
Meticulate. I can't say words. Um, it's very intelligent in its design, and you get the feeling like it's almost obsessive, like almost OCD in the way it's portrayed. He does lead you through a hedge maze towards the end, but that's about the most excitement you get out of it. You do hear like random animal noises and the clinking of metal against the wind. Just occasional
As
random stuff. What's that?
as we're walking, I'll just I'll just like gently ask telepathically in his mind. Crack. I'll say, are you able to speak through the mind as well?
This is my own ignorance speaking, but can Githzeri speak telepathically?
They probably can because
They have
they
telepathic
deal with
abilities, so I guess
they deal with psionics.
Yeah, but I think they just get immunity to it, or not immunity, but resistance. But I'm looking right now.
Okay, I guess.
Well, it's your world, whatever.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, no, they just get advantages on charms and being frightened.
They do have detect thoughts at 5th level, but they only get to do it once per long rest, which is kind of BS. But anyway,
Right. I guess I'll go with no, since it's more of like an innate ability for you.
okay.
This is no, but I do not believe so. I have the occasional chance to read the surface thoughts that go through the mind of my guests. I always ask first. Consent is important. But no, sadly. It's interesting. Do you have a patron that gifts this to you? This gift?
Whenever we get to your place, I think I can explain a bit further.
Right. Mystery is afoot. Oh, wow. He seems to respect your privacy and jauntily takes his swift walk. Nebro, you're practically running to keep up. This guy walks fast.
Damn your long legs!
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Is this revenge?
Yeah.
You can just ride on the turtle.
Oh no, you
So-
got ran over by a cart. No,
I think enough hints have now been dropped that I'm going to have Rain pick up on what I was picking up on earlier. I'm going to look at his feet. Do they look like they could have been setting the tracks that we followed that were unusually long strided? Can I even tell?
I believe we caught the culprit already. No?
Well, we caught who said was the culprit, but this is just Rain's curiosity getting the better of him.
you don't think so. This person, as you're studying his tracks, the gait and the impressions they leave are much lighter, and his method of walking is a little bit more measured and purposeful. He doesn't sink into the mud like those footsteps were. You get the feeling that person was running. This is this person walking. Like, this is just them being, like, naturally fast.
But even that running person had a longer stride than was natural, yes?
Yeah, the clue there was that he was getting away very quickly. That's what I was trying to get out there.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
unrelated events, but just what saying.
Yeah. During that crime scene, I thought it was a monk,
Oh,
which this fellow is.
true. Okay, as you watch your head, the branches they take a lot of pruning. I haven't gotten around to it this season, but the maze is still intact. It hasn't burned down yet. Haru's busy nibbling on one of the leaves and has lit it afire, and seems to like dance around in excitement and self-congratulation.
Oh,
Well,
I'm
you
gonna
need to be
take my.
Go ahead.
It's spreading to another leaf now.
I'm gonna take out my stick of incense, my little stick one, and light that, and then just use it like a cat toy.
He does several backflips as you toss it through the air.
Etch.
Rain is going to snuff out any thing that is set ablaze.
Okay, you catch it
A
as it.
respectful amount of time after the fox has left it. Yeah.
Yeah, you you successfully snuff out the small flame that has reached its fourth leaf. Um,
hmm
uh, and you continue on your way. Nebro
Nebro is.
toying the fox.
Yes, I'm just gonna keep it distracted so no more small fires start.
Okay.
If any other fire start, I'll just use prestidigitation to snuff them out.
Right.
Great.
Alright. Okay, this should be the exit now. He holds back a curtain of ivy that clearly needs a gardener, but he probably can't afford one. Welcome to the Glittering Palace. You step out from the archway that seems to be covered in leaves, and you can't see all of the structure, but what seems to be poking out from the top of the mist is an interesting sight. It looks to be entirely made of ice. This
Oh.
like sideways structure. It's similar to the tower like architectures that you've seen around. Artfully carved, beautifully ordained or adorned with various decorations, and you can see actually that parts of it have been melted on with colored liquids that seem to refract light in various like rainbow colors, and it looks to be like a mosaic, much like every other building here is telling its own tale. This seems to tell a unified story. The traveling across the rooftop. It looks to be a good like I'd say like 400, 500 feet wide. It seems to tell the tale of a escape, a daring and brutal indenturement. I almost said indenturitude. What? Enslavement. That's a better word. And eventual freedom. Seeing the light, the glory of the new dawn as it breaks just over the horizon. It's enrapturing. You feel somehow just like free. It just speaks to freedom. And it's just like it's just such a fitting entrance to the home that it be a hedge maze, because you just felt like you got free of some like weird beast that has just been swallowing you whole, and you're just like, I finally got out, and then it's just like, freedom.
This
Yes.
is amazing stuff.
Yes, Nibro.
I'm gonna look at him and just kind of sigh a little bit. Keeping a firefox in an ice castle.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he sleeps outdoors. Besides, you can't melt this ice castle.
It's just,
Well, it's more
It's
about the
gotta be
comfort of
cold
the
for the
fox.
baby.
He appraises the fox and says, you're right.
No wonder he doesn't like you if you're cold all the time.
I was just looking for a companion, and you know what? Yeah, that checks out. A place of ice is no place for a creature of fire. I mean, he does sleep outdoors, but I do spend quite a bit of time inside, reading or what have you. And he seems to get quite bored here.
Speaking of spending time here, do you ever venture out into the main part of the city?
Oh, of course. I'm a collector. I've spent my lifetime trading and just perusing whatever supplies others come across, interesting baubles, and the occasional rare artifacts, you know, the usual. Um, it's lonely here, but I find ways to pass the time. I try and get out in the town every week or so. Not much more than that, though. People have a habit of being unpredictable, if you catch my drift.
I know. I think we all. I think a lot of us know that feeling.
It is curious, though, that you get to go out. I mean, not to be rude, but it seems to me that you would be a sort of commodity in the town, and that you would be accosted or stolen at some point.
While you're probably right, I have an arrangement with the local underbelly. Never mind. That's for another time. Once we know each other better.
Underbelly.
Every city has one. What do you think? A city this size doesn't have its criminal elements. I'm sure you've been thieved from once or twice yourselves.
Would you be speaking of the belly? Oh God, what is the name of that stupid thing? The
Golden
crier
belly?
was. Yeah, is the golden belly also the underbelly? Was that something different?
Oh, you're referring to the expedition. Whereas I haven't heard much word from that. I I'm sorry. I can't give you too much information. That would be putting my neck out, and I'd like to hear your story first before I don't know, get myself killed. You understand.
Honestly,
Well,
that's not bad. That's not such a bad thing.
A trade for a trade. It's just fair.
I understand. I was a bit too excited because
It's fine. I love you already. You've got quite a flair about you. Something about that face. It glitters a bit, just out of the corner of my eye. I can't quite place it.
oh, I just start squinting now.
What? What? What?
Nothing, nothing. You are correct. I am not. I am not. I guess part of the normal crowd here.
I knew it was an illusion.
It's a story for later.
What are you, a water genasi? Oh, could you be a changeling even? That would be quite a story. I'm a
So
changeling.
he straight up said, "I knew that was an illusion."
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I kind of shut up for a second, and I'm just looking at him.
What?
So,
Is there food in my teeth?
you mentioned some tea.
Oh, yes, I should probably get on that. Come on in. It's, the water's cold. He gives a little chuckle at his own joke, even though none of you are laughing.
Everyone will laugh out of pity.
Oh, you dick.
It's a literal face palm.
Honestly, it doesn't bother me much because I come from a place where it's really cold.
Oh, a smart one. I'll be in the kitchen. Take a seat next to one of the ice sculptures. As you walk in, it's chaos. This place is like big enough to have its own like ecosystem. It's like what are the dimensions? Like 500 feet wide, and then like 300 feet width, and then just like a dome over top, and it's just like a greenhouse type structure, but it's just like a tower length, basically along the side. It's one room. It's the weirdest thing. Like You're used to
Wow.
like palaces and everything else just being like what's the word? Being segmented, but this is
Mhm.
just like all one space, and you feel like you stepped into a hoarder's house. The outside was beautiful and gorgeous and austere, and this place, oh boy, you could probably fit like several families in here, and they could like live on their own for months with the amount of supplies that are just scattered about. Um, and you just like walk through what feels like a maze of art, ice sculptures, furniture, just everywhere. Lots of it's nice too. Like some things look pretty cheap, but most of it looks like collections from nobles or spices from rare spices from merchants, not rare merchants.
No rare merchants, you say?
Yes, sir. They're rare. They're the rarest.
God.
Air
Oh, look, a
merchant
shiny merchant from my collection.
Oh, it's the foil version.
Yes.
And he seems to disappear into this like maze of just random stuff. It's interesting. None of it's alive. All the living sections seem to be outside, but yeah, there's sculptures that depict various events and important figures in history. They don't seem to be melting at all. They're just everlasting, not
hmm
changing in any aspect.
I tell you, the entire clan would love this place. It's just cool enough. It's just cold enough to be comfortable.
Rain mentions aloud that it appears that what is this fellow's name? Grek.
Grek.
Right. Oh, Rek?
Grek's love. Yeah, Grek's love isn't his job because this is all chaos, whereas his garden is meticulous.
Well, I say chaos. It's organized chaos. It's kind of
Okay.
like Tetris hoarding, uh, where like
Mhm.
the walls are like 10 feet tall and yet they maintain their own weight, just of stuff. And everything is easily accessible. It seems to be built into like a lattice structure. You know, like bookshelves. It's like
Yeah.
bookshelves, but each section is its own like compartment, various sizes and shapes. The engineering of it is baffling. Like you have no idea how this is even remotely held together, but somehow it works. It's the weirdest. It's the weirdest house you've ever been in. I don't even know if it like qualifies as a house.
Can we look at the books that are on the library shelf and see what kind of books he's into?
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
How do I do this?
Romance novels.
You can do it.
No, I can't.
As I draw a guy looking through a book.
Wow.
All right. You do find it looks to be like a
What?
bird watching book. There's several species. The blue-backed albatross is in there, and it describes
I close it.
migratory patterns.
I close it. I guess I'm just very distracted. But I'll say. So we know that Eastfold is comfortable here because of his heritage. Oh God, Randy's making a lot of noise.
I mean, it's comfortable. Why wouldn't I be comfortable here?
Well,
Old.
I was going to ask Rashid, but he's like typing on his freaking computer. It's loud as hell.
Yeah, what do you have, like a mechanical keyboard or something?
Oh dear Lord.
Mechanical or best.
Yes, I'm sorry. I still type on the keyboard instead of whatever it is you youngsters use.
You sure that isn't just like a oh, I don't even know
Typewriter.
the name of it. Yeah, typewriter.
What it is that this microphone is my laptop's microphone, so the act of typing on the laptop is going to
Yeah.
be picked up.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. Just.
That's fair.
I'm glad
That'll do
D&D
it.
doesn't involve a lot of typing. It's like.
Right. So what's exactly? So, lads, what exactly is our point of action here?
Well,
Yeah.
here it was just for me. It was curiosity because we haven't seen a Gith Zerai or Gith, any type of Gith in a very long time. This is my first time seeing one, but I have heard of them, and I felt like we could learn at least some information. And me dealing with aberrations, we could collaborate a bit. But he also seems to know what happened about the expedition, so I think we should learn about that at some point.
Good thinking.
Also-
And it's
Yeah.
maybe see about getting into the expeditions ourselves.
He very well might be the best way to learn how to get underneath the city.
I think we take him up on his offer. Tell him stories. That's what he wants to
Stories,
hear.
you
Right?
say?
Well, he wanted to hear stories of our expeditions.
Yeah. And I telepathically send to G. I was extremely close to telling him who I am and showing him.
I'd probably get his trust. I'm
Say
saying this out
that-
of character.
I'm just gonna say back, because you don't do that very often. Save
No.
that almost as a trump card, pretty much is what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I actually have to use the bathroom, so can we do like a 5-minute break, and then you guys can discuss whatever you guys want to say, and I'll be right back.
Sure, we'll have you're basically our host going out to get the tea while we're left here to talk.
Oh, sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a roleplay advantage. Sweet. Alright, see you soon.
Hey, Rain. The reason why I was, I guess, commenting on Isvold's comfortability here, I know that you are good in the forest. How are you in snowy ice terrain?
It's not a terrain that I am most acquainted with, but I think I can make my way through it just fine. I have made visits.
Oh, okay.
And to add to the earlier question of what is it that we're doing here, I agree with everything you have mentioned, but also on top of that, I don't know about you, but I'm always keeping my ears open for ways to make the world a safer and better place. And this individual had mentioned enslavers and horrible things that they have done to entire populations and the fact that they still exist. I would love to learn more that I can about that, just in case an opportunity arises to deal with the problem.
You can ask me that question anytime you want. They are illithids. They are one of
Illithids?
the far realm races who do not belong. They are diseases upon this world. And what I am worried about, and it is probably just my paranoia, but it is possible that he is quote unquote infected.
Infected
And it's
with,
just
infected with
well-
what exactly?
there are how to explain this without grossing everyone out. There is a little seed that they use in the form of a tadpole, and well, it is gross either way. It goes through the eye and implants itself in the brain, and that is how the illithids populate. They invade other species and
Do they Oh, that's.
Sorry to cut you off here, but you said he's been here for centuries. No?
Yeah.
But the Illithids might have visited.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, I have never heard of it taking, being so secretive that you would not be able to tell for centuries. So you are probably right. It is probably nothing.
Yes, I was about to ask. It takes maybe decades or that long. I couldn't imagine something that would take that long.
You are right.
Although, Ishti, with your expertise in this subject, and with your impressive mental abilities, are you able to tell if someone's mind has been infected?
I can detect surface thoughts and communicate with it, but it is more intuition, and I mean, I guess I can probe deeper at some time, at some points, but I would not do that at this time. It might be a bit obvious.
Yeah, it would be an outright medical examination via your mental powers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm sure he is a nice fellow. I am just a bit taken aback, I guess.
I think he was glad to find someone else in this world who is even familiar with the problem and who is on his side.
I think that will be big leverage to get his information about the city below.
So that was our destination at some point, right? That is where we are.
Yes, that's how we're just going to stop here for a short while. I mean, we saw the flow.
It seems like it's the more pressing problem because there was a recent, I don't know what the word for this is, an invasion attempt. So there's some political intrigue going on right now, and I think the sooner we can investigate why were they interested in the world below, the better off the safety of the city will be.
My thoughts are we don't want to go down there ill-prepared, though, and you mentioned having information possibly.
Yeah.
So if we can coerce that out of him, or I mean, I'm not saying we spend the rest of the day here, for my sake, but a little bit of time just to see if we can get anything out of him.
Well, it sounded like he does know something, and he's just unwilling to part with it right away.
Make friends with him. It's the easiest thing to do.
Well, he said himself he wants stories, right?
Yes, and you look like the kind of person who would have a story or two to tell.
We could talk about the assassination attempt and the one who looked like me.
We can talk about the fight with the Aboleth.
I have
direwolves.
plenty of stories if he wants to hear stories.
I think we all might. Some
No,
more.
like, it's... I have hundreds of stories.
I think let Azrael go first, because I think he has a way with stories, and he can paint some things, so maybe this will be good.
Agreed.
I should be able to talk him into helping us. It should go fine. I should be able to talk him into helping us.
Worst comes to worst, we could tell him about the different fights we've dealt with.
That is true. And remember, Azrael did help us with calming the water genasi.
That is true. Sorry, out of character. Did Ishti ever show Azrael or Brain yet?
Nope.
Okay.
I think you told Azrael, though. You just never showed him.
I think you mentioned not being a human to Azrael, yeah.
yeah. You told me something. There's no blood, and then I just took from that that you weren't a human.
Right.
Yeah.
And if anyone is like trying to gauge what my personage actually is, it reads as Warforged. If you have any spells that deem that.
Got you.
Are Warforged technically a construct? I've forgotten. There's
Okay,
like
I'm back.
3 iterations of them.
I think so.
Warforged.
I think the newest iteration of them counts them as like normal humanoids, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not sure.
I think the one that came out in Eberron does, but I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I think the one that came out in Everon counts them as actual like full-on humans. Because like human soul, but I'm not sure.
Cody, I was just telling them that because G was asking if I had told Azrael or Rain about who I am, and I said no. But if they had any spells or something that would kind of look into who I might be as far as a species or race might go, it reads as Warforged, and that's how that came up.
Oh, okay.
Is Leah back?
Don't think so.
It doesn't really. Is it not saying on here? That's weird.
I think
Maybe
unless it otherwise, it's
under their traits. It doesn't list them as a construct. You just get constructed resilience, but it doesn't mean you're a construct. At least not you, but I mean like Warforged, yeah. It might say somewhere in like their whole details, but I wasn't reading through the whole.
I don't think any of their traits say it. I think it's like unless stated otherwise.
I think that's what it is too.
Right, just like a blanket term.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
you don't have to state like a elf is a humanoid.
Rain is still interested in the conversation he was having with Ishti about the illithids. And you had been talking while you were gone, Cody, about how they implant their little tadpole inside the brains of hosts.
Oh, gross.
And thus folks can be infected that way. And I was asking Ishti about, is there a way that can be detected through Ishti's abilities, etc. I'm going to continue that with a follow-up question, Ishti, on if an individual were infected, but the illithid has not yet hatched, do you suppose they could still be detected as an aberration?
I think. No, that is the hard part. They retain who they are on the outside, and the only thing that you can really tell is if you are super familiar with the personalities. There are a couple of tells that some of the tadpoles make that are peculiar to someone who are best friends with the infected.
So, I'm going to try something, because Ishti had mentioned that they're not aberrations on the outside. And I'm not exactly sure how this ability would work in your world, Cody, but I have primeval awareness, where I can spend an action and sense if there's an aberration within 1 mile. I don't know if that would be thrown off by an aberration being wrapped in a host or not.
I would say, since there's no magical protection that a body provides, you would be able to sense the slug or whatever that's within it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they transition into a aberration, once the process is at least like started, I'd say then they wouldn't really be human anymore, would they? They'd look human, but yeah.
Well, there's host and human, and okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do that while we're waiting. I'm going to spend a spell slot and an action, and extend out my awareness to try to sense the kind of life that exists within well, within a mile, but I'm gonna hopefully be able to. Can I determine how far away from me these are? Let me check. Doesn't say. I can just sense if they exist.
Are you... So what? You can sense whether the following creatures are present in 1 mile.
Mhm.
Yeah, you do that. You extend your senses. Is this a ritual?
It's a
Ah,
class feature.
that hurts. That hurts to look at. Okay. Can you send him a link to that? I've been getting some like bad vibes from that. Oh, that slug. Oh.
What, I can sense it? Or you're looking at some chat thing
Yeah.
that I'm not looking at.
Ooh,
Okay.
that
Okay.
hurts. I don't want that, I don't want that slug near my eye.
No.
Okay, so I cannot sense the location nor the number of these things.
Well, I
Alright.
mean, it depends. Like, is that within a mile down too? Because
So within my range,
down.
I can tell if the following creatures exist within my range, but I can't pinpoint exactly where they are, nor how many of them there are.
You do sense primeval, or not say primeval. You do sense aberrations. You can't sense what they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can sense some deep beneath your feet, but you can't sense like where exactly. There
Yeah.
are also elemental blips that kind of touch your senses as well.
That's kind of
Slow
a
down.
standard in this world.
Yeah. Within a mile. No, that wouldn't be close enough.
My favorite terrains include coastlines and forests, and so that extends it to 6 miles for that.
Right.
What's your regular range? I'm sorry.
Within
1 mile.
awareness.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah, primeval awareness is
crazy.
one of the best things rangers get, I'd say.
Okay. You do. I don't know if you could sense shoot holes. Probably not.
A what hole?
Is shoot hold even like? I thought that town was way further than 6 miles.
Yeah, probably really far away. Never mind.
Okay.
That's in King's Cove, yeah.
Yeah, so just aberrations and elementals. But they're
So-
not very strong, I wouldn't say.
Yeah. So I convey back to Ishti and the rest of the group that I'm not sensing aberrations within this building, and I point downwards. If we want to eliminate aberrations, that's the place to go.
Oh, I am getting a bit excited. This is good. I did not know that you can do that.
After you spend enough time in the wilds, you begin to pick up on the little quirks that the different types of creatures who don't belong there leave.
I need to learn how to do this.
I'd be willing to teach you if, out of character, you want to multi-class.
To ranger? I don't know. We'll see.
Just
I
get
mean,
one
you
level.
now have a reason.
Your dex is pretty good.
Just
My dex is decent, yeah.
You can get a fighting style.
That's always Pog.
Yeah, but I'm an Arcana cleric. I'm mostly throwing cantrips out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm back with the tea.
oh yeah. Hi.
Hello. Hey, sorry for the mess. It's well, I don't exactly have a partner, so I don't have anyone to stop me from buying things. So the occasional impulse trade can be
Occasional?
occasional, all the time, every week, every day. Okay, yeah, that. I have many friends within the city, and they need goods, and I only trade up. So.
It's an impressive collection.
Cody, do we know how long your Gith live to be about?
How long do Gith live to be?
On here it says a century, but it's up to you.
Century. What was that?
Alright. I mean, it's your world. You can do where the fuck you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Gith live about a century. This guy might have some other means of extending life. You're not sure.
Okay.
He definitely seems timeless. Like, his skin is still drawn to his bones. It's like sharp-featured, kind of austere in the way his face is made. Yeah, it's regardless of his like age, he still looks pretty well toned. He probably spent some time doing yoga.
So,
Did you? Someone...
Greg.
Yes.
Yeah, did somebody leave? No, we're good. But anyways, you wanted to hear stories.
Yes, the stories. That's you know, I came here for the stories. The dead, they have so many words to speak, and I have so many ears to listen. So, what exciting tale do you have?
I can give you a very exciting tale if you can help us with what we need help with. I can't think of the name of it. It escaped my mind right there in the middle of it.
His eyes suddenly narrow at the thought of exchanging information for information. Better be a good story. How about this? I write it down, whatever you speak. I'm a fast writer. But I get to own this book that you speak the tale of. Is that okay? I'll keep it in a safe spot. I have a good nook up at the 37B12 section.
That'll be fine. The spirits are... That'll be fine.
Okay, right. Wait, this isn't your tale?
No, this is a good... This is a good tale.
I should have realized the robes, the sash. You're a speaker.
Yes.
That changes things. Are you here in the capacity of the hall?
I'm here of my own capacity right now. I have to handle things that need to be handled.
I like go-getters. Okay, I think I will. Yes.
Would I be able to...
I can put you in contact with people, but I can't... Well... The... criminal undergrounds, organizations, they don't like to advertise their names. It's self-preservation, you see. They have their contacts, and if they happen to lose them, then oh well. But I can get you an audience at least, at the very least, if that's okay. Is this worth, say, 2-3 tales, maybe?
Oh, that's fair.
And I want to hear them roleplayed word by word.
I mean, he's like a book out of this, dude. We're gonna be here for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
I can tell a tale. One time we gave a whatever it's called.
Don't finish it yet. He doesn't need to know until he agrees to the deal.
I agree, but not for the little one, for the speaker.
He called you little one.
Fine. 3 stories, but you have to make sure we get the help we want.
Yes, I... On my
Even
honor.
if that means... Alright. And I shake his hand. I reach out my hand to shake his.
He spits in his hand and then gives the handshake.
Yep, I spit mine right back.
Dear God.
Would I be able to help Azrael with his tail by making like sound effects and little images with prestidigitation?
Sure. You could do your best. Also, Azrael, you can inspire yourself, I believe.
Yeah, I was going to. I was gonna do the big inspiration.
Oh, okay, so doubled.
Yeah.
Okay, performance check, I believe. Because you're telling a tale, and you're sharing it with another being.
So advantage since I'm getting help? Or
Guidance as
God.
well.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
let's see how
so
let's how
you've got
crazy
an
this will
entire
be.
party of people. You've just got like an entire group of actors just behind you, just dancing around.
Wow, even without the bonuses.
Yeah, it's still really good.
30.
3.
33.
I am floored.
And I rolled my spirit guide earlier, and the first story will be about a dark spirit that used to haunt some ruins, or whatever you want to, whatever you think.
So, you tell the tale of Hordnok, the shade that stalked the ruins far, far to the south. The cinder-blasted ruins that once held the height of the Cinder Empire, now ruined and set to ash. He sits enraptured as you spin a tale, as your actors behind you just draw out this amazing tale. It's one of your best, and you saved it for this occasion. You know it. You know it well. And as the story comes to a crescendo, a close, you spend your talents, the golden and red paint that you spin above you with your glorious paintbrush. It gives kind of like a sparkle to this space. It's very much a fantastical performance, and you feel proud of yourself, just entirely confident in your storytelling prowess in the moment.
I give a standing ovation.
Yeah.
I'm. How was that story?
Oh, I think I got the better end of this trade. Yes, very good. And well, just promise not to echo this arrangement to the other speakers, please. I do like their visits, and I would hate to spoil that.
We will keep your name secret about this. We won't tell anybody you sent us except the people we need to.
Okay, yes. Wow. He seems genuinely like awed by your performance. Okay. Well, her name is Pharrell. She works at I believe the Purple Bite. Yes, it's a front. She can get you in the back room and down to shadier locations, perhaps. There are tunnels that snake through the city, like all cities. You've been in the city before, right? Actually, now that I think about it, you look like you've been living in the woods for quite a while.
I usually stay in the forest, but I do come to the city quite a bit.
We're currently in the city, yes?
Right. Silly me. Just observations. They tend to make assumptions. But you know what they say. Assumptions make an ass out of you and me. So, my apologies. Gosh. I really feel like I'm taking advantage of you. That was such a glorious tale. And I got most of it, but I can't quite write the same flourishes. Oh, right. Would you mind drawing the beautiful picture you painted in the air at the end there?
Yes, I'll do that.
And the way his horse's head moved as he whinnied in its last breath, that was inspired. Bravo, I've seen many artisans, but you're one of the best. Congratulations. I'm sure you're popular at the Hall of Lost Voices.
Sometimes.
We told you he was good. He is unparalleled.
I just bow my head.
He bows back. It was an honor. I tell you what. Your little one seems to be attached to my little one. Take him. He's a handful. I don't want to burn down my well-maintained home. He seems to be trying to dance around the fact that he hasn't done maintenance in a while.
Oh no.
What?
We get a Firefox.
Yeah.
Chrome is better, Cap.
Just don't go to a library.
You can
Chrome is better.
say
Need to keep
no and take something else if you'd like.
No, they can't.
Big
We
ball
will
has been
take-
formed.
We will take the fox.
Once the
This
nose
is,
has been booped.
It cannot be unbooped.
Yes.
I mean, I guess, but is it prone to steal things?
I'll be honest, I've had this for a week. Just take it.
Okay.
I think it's already stolen Ebro's heart.
Yes, I think so. Okay. Well, if all else fails, we can simply use Azrael's words and paintings to stop the war by itself.
I wouldn't go that far.
After observing such beauty as that, people will be asking, what are we doing? Why are we spending our time bickering? There are better
Wars
things in
have-
the world.
It is true they have been stopped by much less, so I would not put it past you.
Well, thank you. With help from y'all, I'm sure we can stop this.
Yes, well, thank you for your hospitality, and we will follow up with this Torel person.
Right. Can I get you something to eat? I still feel bad, honestly. That was so good. I said three. So I said three, but one. That one was beautiful. And of course, he makes a the French kiss thing.
Yeah,
The hand motions.
Well, it's not.
What? Sorry, what time of day is it?
It's like 4
Oh,
now.
yeah.
You've been here for about an hour.
Do you mind if we? Do you have a book or something detailing your findings on aberrations or illithits of the like?
My friend, you're speaking to an expert on the matter. Of course I do.
Good.
He brings out a large tome. Draped across the front and back of it are detailed inscriptions on what a mind flayer is, how they work, what their bodies look like, and what looks to be a dissection of one of their bodies. It's much more than you could possibly get at this standard library. This looks to be a handwritten tome in his own in his own hand.
Sorry,
Looking
you had
at
me in
it,
dissection.
What's that?
what'd you say,
Yeah,
G?
never mind. Making a joke about the dissection.
Oh, right.
Oh. Looking at it, I just say, I have to take better notes. This is extensive. Is there something you have that we can possibly take with us?
Oh, right. I mean, I have a smaller version of it. Do you? I hate to say
Yes.
this, but do you have anything for trade, knowledge, if you will?
Rain's actually going to mention, yes, we do have some knowledge that you are winning on both ends of this deal, but we can sense that there are aberrations in the very location that we are trying to reach. Down below this city, aberrations exist, so any help you can give us to find the location to this underground area will help you in your quest to get rid of the aberrations that have caused so much harm to your people.
You make a good point. Well, I guess I could let you look at it, but that did take me a long time to scribe, and I do make notes occasionally in that.
No, the smaller one. And I will
Yes.
trade an air crystal if you do not have one.
Oh, that's interesting. These are usually found. Okay. I suppose so. The path you seek, it is common knowledge that the sea caves along the south side of the walls, they're treacherous. The tunnels beneath the city are a much easier and surer path. So if you're to reach an arrangement with my contact, maybe you'll have 2 stones with 1 bird. Sorry, what was your name? G? That was insensitive. Is there a better term? I don't know. I don't know this language very well.
Thank you. I
Right.
appreciate it.
He's
The point comes
kind of
across.
embarrassed a little bit.
I am Ishti, in case we talk further in the future.
And your race was not human.
Not human, but maybe another time.
Right. The glittering caught my eyes all up.
The story that Azrael told, my story is much better.
No offense,
saying
my
something.
friend, but I highly doubt it. That was a very good story.
It is true, but it is at least as unique as the story.
I don't doubt that. I just... Okay, I'll make you a deal. You tell the story to the speaker over there, and I'll give you whatever you want. Because if it's a good story mixed with a good storyteller, then... Ooh, then we have a trade.
We are not much for trade. We are simply trying to stop a war.
You need weapons for a war, don't you?
Do I see any weapons around his place?
All over the place. He's not the type to hoard weapons specifically, but anything of magical qualities, he seems to take interest in. This is kind of like an antiquer's nightmare and dream at the exact same time.
If it exists, it's probably here.
Probably.
I am hesitant just because we just got to know you, and it appears that you have some familiarity with the criminal organizations of the city, and if I were to get caught up in them, it would not be good.
Perhaps this trade could be put on pause then.
Just for now, as we go and search out this more pressing issue.
Right, well, I'll be here. Should you need me?
We understand the importance of knowledge and everything that you have here, so I believe we will be back ere long.
Okay, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The... did you offered the air crystal for the book, right? The small book?
I did. I gave it up.
Okay, yeah, he probably accepted that trade. It's not too much effort to scribe when you're, like, really quick at it, but he does seem interested in the air crystal, at least. So,
Plus, he literally said, "Please let me give you something." So,
That is true.
right. Good show, good sirs. Jesus Christ, 33, though.
Sorry, have we heard of the purple bite before?
Yes.
It sounds very
yes.
familiar.
They're
That's-
famous for their cheesecakes.
That's where we had agreed to meet.
Oh, well, that's kind of awkward.
Yeah, we've been there, and there's been an underground. It's been a front right under our noses.
Yeah,
The
so
whole time.
basically you went to a Denny's and the mafia was in the back.
The drugs are in the back.
So we all knew that.
So, are we going to that Denny's next, or are we going to the Tongue of Leviathan?
What is up with the Leviathan place again?
Was that not? That was where the expeditions were like being talked about now.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I think it's like in
Okay.
this district over here.
It was on the waterfront, it said.
Oh, it was like on the water, like over here. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're currently not in the Fallen Tower district. We're over here.
You're like here. The purple
Okay.
light was over here,
Okay.
and then the library was like way down here.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess I should walk you out. I need to be a good host after all. I have guests here.
You are incredibly kind. Thank you.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. I'm always happy to find another seeking knowledge. And should you find one of those aberrations, go ahead and stab them right here, just below their lower back, just above the shoulder blade, I believe. Just beneath the shoulder blade, I meant to say. They don't like that. They really don't like that.
Mental note
Trust.
taken.
Trust me, I believe we will have a couple of trophies to show off if we come back.
Oh, and should you not happen to kill them, cut off a few of their tentacles on the way. It's hard for them to feed without them.
Duly noted.
Alright, you find your way out the hedge maze, you walk down the finely ordered paths, and you make your way out into the streets. I'd say the mist is still there, but it's steadily receding by this point. Your trek to the waterfront seems to continue unabated, even though the sun it's like halfway down the horizon now. When you came in, it was like almost towards noon, really. So you spent like a good two and a half hours here, maybe.
Rain, this book is for you. I need your help. I am not so prideful. when it comes to aberrations, I know that it takes more than one most of the time.
Oh yeah, I would not face one of these alone.
Anyway,
Thank
study
you.
hard.
Will do. And I'll inform the group of anything I pick up from there that might help save our lives if we were to ever contact one.
Right.
Hmm.
And you do have a book of your own, Ishti. You have Daria's journal still.
Oh, I know.
Have you read through that?
Nope. I was gonna do that tonight.
Okay. So you make your way down farther south. As you reach what looks to be an open area in the forestry, the larger sun trees seem to part as you walk along, and open up into what looks to be like a large football field-like sized clearing within the trees. And as you look, there appears to be some kind of like seating area and like stands, and there appears to be arrayed across the entire grassland various sculptures, artists, just sections ordered out for specific experiments or inventions that are being placed here and arrayed. The mist is probably like ankle high now, so it's still kind of like eerie, but it's very interesting to see all these people gathering days before the festivities are to take place. And you can tell it's kind of a local. It's like a week-long event. It culminates into the final burst of activity, but people come all throughout the week to just watch them work. And you do hear from the edge of the stands, "Gee!" You turn sharply, and you see Hammer Smash, the Kenku figure that G had met previously. "You came!"
More passing through. Complicated. You probably heard about the expedition.
She looks towards, back towards her section, where, what was his name? Not Rashid. That's not him. Renaud. Where Renaud is sitting, tinkering with this brick looking thing, and as he snaps his finger, it seems to teleport and like disappear and reappear above his head, and then fall down and smack him over the head. And he's like, "Oh," and rubs his head. "Oh, that's gonna hurt." "Yes. I was worried about them. Did you find?"
No, we are about to go there here very soon.
"Yes.
Did you get that? How was the work on your thing, your device?"
Oh, very good. The copper is molding nicely." Just various voices. It's odd to hear all these like staccatoed, like almost recordings of various people talking, various genders, just perfectly mimicked. It's almost comical, but you've gotten used to it with your time with Hammer, and yeah, you can tell just by looking over. They seem to have built like a tower out of the rust blooms that they have harvested from the cactuses that are native to the bleeding sands. And they look to have built kind of like a relay tower almost. It's just like steepled up into the air, and it's still like fancifully designed. There are like the original flower designs that the rust blooms come in, as well as various other like implements seeming to be tacked on to the structure itself. Probably in like the heavier bits, because copper is pretty soft. It's going well. Renault, not so much.
I've got a favor to ask of you. As you've probably guessed, I've been pretty stretched and short of time. So I was wondering if you could grab a few materials for me.
Ooh, shopping? You shop? Money? I need money.
I'll reach into my coin purse and pull out pretty much most of my cash currently on me. I'll hand her 25 gold pieces.
Nobles rich?
And then I'm also gonna hand her like a small, like, probably torn piece of paper that I grabbed out like a trash can along the way with a small shopping list on it. Full of supplies for my creation.
Toilet paper?
Look, I didn't have any parchment. Again, rather busy.
Oh, smart. Scavenge. Yes.
So if you could really, it would really help me a lot if you could grab this stuff for me, since I'm pressed for time.
Happy to... Oh, G? Before go... Renault's wife expedition was on. Bring back safe, please?
What was her name?
Karmip Knackle?
Sorry, say that one again?
Karmip Knackle?
Carmen.
Excuse me! Excuse me.
Wait. Rashid? Rashid, his last name is Knackle.
I'm confused what's happening. I'm sorry.
Yes, Nom.
That's my sister's name.
Sister?
Yeah,
Oh.
sister. She's a priestess of life.
Oh.
Oh. That's...
Oh.
family?
Oh.
Family?
Yes, family. I didn't know she was married. When did that happen?
Renaud! She shouts, like, obnoxiously loud as he, like, cringes at the noise and then looks over. Yes? Did you need something? Family! She just, like, the wave thing.
Well, Renaud.
Oh no.
Let me introduce you to Nebernackle.
Nebro's standing there with his arms crossed, just glaring. What'd you do to my sister?
You must be the brother. Please don't break my kneecaps.
Yeah. I mean, you let my sister go on an expedition,
I didn't
so,
let her. She's very strong-willed.
Yeah, I know. However, what the fuck?
Look, she thought it was safe. She said it was already exposed, and it's been down there for centuries. It should be safe, right? She said a deep gnome could handle anything. I just miss my wife.
Yeah, when did that happen?
A month ago.
God damn it, Carnip.
Alright, well,
They're putting it together an expedition to save the expedition. So I was hoping she'd be okay.
well, we should be going then.
Just
Please
tell
don't
us.
hurt me.
Just point us to who we need to talk to.
Well, the tongue of the Leviathan was where they set out, so I assume that's where they'll be placing the bids for new adventurers or what have you. not good with this stuff. I'm just a builder. I'm just a builder. I build things.
You'd be rebuilding your kneecaps.
Nah, bro. Just because that's the only thing you can reach.
Oh,
You're about to
shit.
find out how well I can reach them, too.
And G's gonna fly up 10 feet.
Wait. Look, I moved here because of work. She moved here because she's crazy. Okay, she's crazy. She's crazy. But I love her. I love her because she's crazy.
I'm gonna be real, that sounds like the Knackle family.
Agreed.
I know my sister's crazy. She does really impulsive stuff. However,
You're the one who's dating a dragon, what do you mean she does?
You're dating a dragon?
A long story.
I knew I shouldn't have gotten tussled up with this. Ugh. I should have known. She wanted to elope. She wanted to be out of everyone's hair. And I should have known she was running from something.
she wasn't running from anything. I can almost guarantee that. Armip just gets really excited.
Should we,
Yes.
get going then?
Yes, she does.
Why didn't she tell me in her letters? Alright, let's go. Gotta go find my sister.
So a lot of that was confusing to me. Am I correct in understanding that Nebro's sister got lost in an expedition underneath the city?
Yes.
Okay. So we have
I-
more reasons to go.
Yes.
Nevro's sister is also married to this guy who is friends with my friend.
Okay. Well, those are details I'm not so much keen on.
I was not aware that Nebro had a sister. Have you ever mentioned her?
I think I've mentioned Mippia before.
I do not remember.
Probably in passing. She's a priestess of life, so we don't cross paths very much anymore.
Very yin and yang. Except for
Yeah.
the crazy part. That's pretty much just both of them.
I'm sure Saren Ray is still watching out for her.
I'm sure.
There is. I lost my train of thought. Never mind.
Well, it sounds like we have all the more reason to pick up our haste in getting down to the area below. Although there's some
Oh yeah.
preparations we should do.
Oh, I was going to say, it seems to be that life clerics are very difficult to dispose of, so I am sure that she is fine.
I'm sure she's fine. Will she be fine when I'm done with her?
Oh, so we are bringing her doom.
We are bringing her back to the surface by her ear, dragging her back up.
So it is
Then-
just her ear that will be hurt.
Yes.
Okay, just her ear.
Hey, case in point is that we need to get down there yesterday.
Hammer pipes up and says, "Gee, you want break kneecaps?
No.
Yes.
I can make new."
Okay, I know you can, but no.
Someone with a
Nebro-
name like
I
Hammer
trust
Smash
him.
can break kneecaps.
Don't doubt hammer smashes. It's happened before.
G friend longer.
I promise to spend more time and start writing you now that I know where you live, Hammer. But things are kind of pressing at the moment.
Okay. Make new things. Soon, please. I lonely. Bored. This fun, but not G fun.
G-Fun.
Tell you what, when I'm less busy, if you want, you can help me make that, make the thing.
What the thing?
the thing with the stuff, the listy things.
Big Boom? She finally finishes reading over the list.
Not so much boom, but dangerous is still. And he's gonna smirk a little too much.
Crafty.
Very.
Okay, I go. Ready when you get back.
So,
To the tongues.
Okay. Alright, I guess by now you'd be pretty close to the gate. It's similarly guarded. The watch has been doubled. A good dozen guards, soldiers, just in general garb, prepared for war, are guarding this space. It seems to be a contingent. An officer leads them and seems to be personally checking each walker through that seems to be passing the gate, and just keeping a watchful eye. A careful anti-inflammatory measure, I'd say.
can we just, like, pass through if we show them the symbol?
Yes, right this way, sir.
Simple enough.
You get the feeling that when you flash around an officer of the, I believe I called them the Stalkers, was the camp you came from. They're pretty well respected in this area, so you don't get much trouble.
Oh, at
Stalkers
least
of
next time.
Blooming Grove. Not like the creepy stalkers, but like the stalking in the woods, hunting stuff. Kind of stuff. Yep. You're all just creeps. Anyway. Yeah, you make your way through the gate. It's well adorned. The gates that cross your path, I just realized it went to a Scottish jaunt, which is perfect for a harbor. That's great. I like that music choice. Okay, it's well adorned with various like fish bones. They're carved. It's not just like strewn about, but it seems to depict like jaws almost. Just like the gate itself is made of like a giant mouth that's waiting to engulf you. And the gates themselves are painted like a red color, almost like a crimson blood color. And as you make your way through the gates, it's actually quite bright out. The setting sun is glinting off of. Nice. The setting sun is glinting off of the towers. The towers here, they're the same general design as the rest of the city, but they seem to be more purposeful, like they actually have function. You see cranes dotting the sides of most of the buildings, especially towards the sides, towards the water's edge. And as you travel down, this is I described the city as kind of like the bow of a ship, the west side like cascading down to a dip, like a lull in the center, and then going back up. This is about the middle of the lull. It's kind of like a banana shape, pun intended. So, like this side is the highest point, and then the other highest point is the castle-looking thing up there, and then it like kind of dips down to like a harbor, and then also this tower over here. So it's kind of like a kind of like a banana. So this is definitely the lowest point, but as you travel down, I don't know if any of you have been to a very hilly city like San Francisco or Seattle, but it's basically just like a downhill tilt the entire way. You find yourselves like, usually when you're walking, it's hard to keep going, but right here, it's hard to stop. You're just like running with your feet, like just trying desperately not to trip head over heels. And you see fishmongers, traders, just groaning and just huffing, trying to get up this goddamn hill. And everyone's just having a bad time of it. Yeah, you've passed by several places of interest. There's the Endless Voyage Tavern that seems to dominate like one big section of the wharf. But it's weird. The towers, as they crest over the like apex of the hill, as they finally start leveling out, the towers don't. The road does, and the wharf continues out, but the towers just start tilting and falling over into the sea. In fact, most of the docks seem to be made of tower. Like, you see, like, just buildings, like, barely not submerged in the water, just kind of like rising out. And some of them look quite treacherous. In fact, some people, they just walk along the tower, and it rises up almost like hundreds of feet over the surface of the water. It looks quite dangerous. There's ropes, but they seem to just be at ease, like this is their daily life. Crazy people, clearly, but I guess that's just how it is here. That's just how it be. You don't see anything that looks expressly like a Leviathan's tongue, but you're probably pretty sure it's around here somewhere. You could probably ask for directions, unless you're too prideful.
Excuse me, sir. Which way is the Leviathan's tongue? Leviathan?
Oh! You have one of those stutters, do you?
Oh fuck.
Are
You're
you
about to
saying
have
that
one
to
of
us?
those stutters.
No, this isn't one of those stutters. This is a different stutter.
Well, if you're looking for the Leviathan's jaws, you can swim straight down. Shall find it with your eyesight, gnomes.
Okay, that's not bloody funny.
What? It's clear. Deep gnomes have good eyesight. I don't see what's wrong with that.
Is part of the city literally underwater?
Well, this is Golden Guard, isn't it? I would hope so.
What?
Okay, perhaps we should find someone who is not such an asshole.
Hold up.
I have important things to be done, unless you have other means. Good day.
Can I make a history
Good
check about the
day.
city?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were still talking.
No.
I said good day, sir!
I said good day.
Is half the city literally underwater?
Probably less than like a tenth of it, but yes. There's a good portion that's underneath the waves.
Is there like some magical water breathing that we get when we walk into the water, or do we need to like...
Nope.
I'm gonna call after him and say, "We are the military and we have way more important matters than you. Actually, you are under arrest."
Oh my god, make a deception check. Or are you actually doing it?
I'm gonna actually do it.
Oh,
Oh god.
intimidation then. Alright.
Son of a
Wait.
bitch.
So this is part of the city. It's just people who live here have this knowledge that part of the city is submerged. And so, did he really act out of line?
He did to me.
And you're part of the city guard, so this is knowledge that you should have. Anyway.
Not city guard.
We are not
Okay.
city
The
guard.
city guard has
Ah.
like, obvious garb.
Oh,
They're just
okay.
dressed
My
like
mistake.
adventurers. Really?
I'm just gonna take this guy wherever we go now.
Alright.
You're gonna drown him?
No.
Involuntary guide. It's great.
So do I get advantage since I'm in the military?
Oh yeah.
Okay, great.
His face has
I mean,
gone
I'm pretty sure you would get advantage just for like... Dude, you're literally talking to a party that could literally kill you in half a second.
Now, what was that about important matters?
Gulp.
We are
I
trying to stop a
suppose-
war.
That could be arranged. Where do you need to be?
We're looking for the Leviathan tongue.
Do you have means of surviving beneath the waves?
I'm perfectly capable of doing so.
Well,
Unfortunately, I can't speak for my comrade.
I'm just putting my hands up. I got nothing.
Can you direct us, or can we commandeer something you have?
Please do not take
What
my
are breathing
chance.
a physical spell?
Okay. I'll take you where you need to be. Just don't be so brusque.
You don't
You're
be
the
so
one who bloody.
brusque.
I never. Okay, fine. I will have to cancel my 4:30 meeting.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Right. Okay, let's go. Bye. Let's go.
No, bye. You're coming with us.
He was waving to the person that was like across the way, and they looked like confused.
Oh, they had a person on
Yeah,
the
they
other
were
side.
like literally walking to someone to go have a meeting with them. Dude, this man is well dressed. He's clearly only here for some unsavory, in his mind, interactions with the rabble. He's probably from the moated island that's at the apex, or not the apex, the crest. Is that the word? Crest of the above the bluff.
Well, his ego's about to get pegged down a bit.
See, this is why I'm not a noble.
Right. Quickly, pick up the feet. This is the Hurricane Harbor, as I'm sure you know.
What?
Oof. I hate these hills. Okay, well, this is the jumping off point. If you're able to pay for it, there is a temple where you can get a. Just give me a second. He doubles over, just pausing for breath. He's not used to physical activity. Yeah, there's a looks to be at the probably like the larger of the docks. There appears to be some kind of temple that has clerics in it that seem to be.
Is it a temple of
less-
Terran Ray?
No, it is not. It is a. Let me look up here. Is it Cord? Is that who it is?
Well, either way.
Yeah, Cord.
I
God of
have.
the Storms. Is a temple of Cord. It's a rambunctious place. You hear loud bellowing within. It seems to just double as a mead hall, it seems. There's a fight pit, like, immediately in front of it. It's weird, though. The fight pit, it's part of the docks. Like, the temple's there. It's kind of like on a wharf situation, but the docks themselves seem to skirt around it, and it seems to be just like this sand-like dome, a sandy pit that seems to threaten to overflow with waves at every turn. But there seems to be like an overwatcher that just kind of like keeps the waves at bay. That may not be his entire job, as he also seems to be taking bets, and some kind of gambling ring seems to have formed around this ever-present fight. It's pretty much ongoing at the point. There's a human getting the shit beat out of him by a goblin down there. It's pretty fun. It's a chill place. If you have the coin, you could probably pay for some magical means of water breathing. I mean, I don't know why you don't just swim. Just hold your breath, right?
How far is the swim?
Well, I'm sure they'll survive. You cockroaches always do.
And the destination contains breathable air?
I throw him in the water.
Okay.
Yeah, he called me a cockroach. Deborah was
Athletics.
like ready to lunge.
Athletics check.
Rain doesn't blink at being called a cockroach. He's like, oh yeah, that suits.
Ah, son of a bitch.
I don't know who this guy is, but I literally eat cockroaches for breakfast.
I look over at Ishti. I was about to ask you if we were going to actually hold on to this arsehole, or if we could let him get out of my sight before I get angry.
All right. Azrael, do you want to inspire this?
Yeah.
All right.
Did not.
What are you gonna
Why
try?
is your plus
Cockroach.
one?
Rock
I'm
cockroach.
learning a little bit about Roll20's interface here. Why is that plus 1 in red?
It's
It's
always.
a 1. Yeah, it's whenever you roll a 1 on any dice, it's red.
I thought this was the roll was 4 plus 1 bonus.
Yeah.
It is.
No. It's a +1 bonus from guidance.
Guidance is a
Guidance.
1d4.
Oh.
Whenever you use
Okay, so guidance, the spell is giving is color coded red.
Yeah, any dice that has a number, if you roll minimum, it's going to be 1. If you roll maximum, it'll be green. For 90%
Oh,
of dice.
gotcha. Okay, so it's not just the D20 that will get that.
Yeah.
it. Right.
Thank you.
So, Azrael, what do you
Azrael.
draw in the air?
I'm
Draw a
just drawing
cockroach.
a big thumbs up. Okay, here we go.
Oh, good.
Is it a thumbs up on a cockroach?
Yeah, that'll work.
Alright. Alright, roll an extra 1d8, I believe.
Yep, 1d8.
1d8. Please. Oh, me or Azrael?
You roll it. I don't have to roll. Unless
Oh,
you want me
okay.
to roll it. Yeah.
I want you to roll it so I can blame you.
All right. I got you.
Oh, that's just enough. Oh my
shit.
god, that's just enough.
Alright. You initially slip on the wet woodwork, and he says, "Get your hands off me, filth!" And with that little bit of rage,
Yeah.
you look over at the thumbs up, and you're like, "This bitch
Yeet.
is going in." Yeet! Alright. Splash! Ah! Oh no, this ermine rug! This ermine cloak was 200 gold, you bastard!
I'm going to
This,
jump in after him.
this is why I hate the pretentiousness of nobles. You dare mouth off to the military. We can haul you off to the stocks for this.
Just let me sink. Just let me die.
I look.
That is fine.
I swim over to where he's at, and I'll be like, now here's what's going to happen. I'm going to pull you under just long enough for you to point me into the direction of where the Kraken's tongue is.
Alright.
Or
Leviathan?
Leviathan's tongue. And then I'm going to let you up, and then you can get to shore on your own. Am I clear?
Crystal!
Down we go then. Bring a smoke.
Bubble, bubble, bubble.
I mean, he had time to get his breath. Hardly.
So as you sink beneath the waves, it's another world. The vegetation that you passed was all, fairly naval. There's strips of seaweed that line the coastline. There's the occasional shrubby growth along the roadside, but beneath the waves, it's a cavalcade of just life, sea creatures, sea flora and fauna just steam around you. These deep waters are apparently quite popular with the local fish. It's not quite coral. The coral doesn't quite find purchase in these deep waters, but you do find will be like schools of fish streaming by, and pretty flashy colors, mostly oranges and greens and yellows. But you look around. The the towers that seem to have descended into the waves don't end at the waves. They keep going. They keep going down and down and down. There looks to still be like some kind of tilt to it, so you can still like find purchase in the silt that makes up the road here. But it looks to be a little bit like harder to navigate, and people don't really seem to be using the roads at all. Like, you'd think there'd be carts on that road, but people don't seem to need them down here. They look pretty self-contained as a community. The vast majority of people here looks to be sea elf, a little bit of water genasi, and even rarer still tritons. The occasional triton just wanders by, and even rarer still, there are the occasional people who appear to have some kind of apparatus on their face, or like a bubble of air, or gills, which is odd. You're not expecting gills on a human being, but there it is. And yeah, it's just like Little Mermaid, but not not for children. Yeah.
The Big Mermaid.
Yeah, so make a perception check. You're used to the depths, so I'd say like advantage probably.
Yeah. Oh, for fuck's
Oh
sake!
my god, you're rolling like shit, man. Yeah, those look like buildings. He points to a cluster of them, but not sure which one. Your hand.
Let him
you
go.
look over, and your hand is still clutched around his neck.
Let him go, and let him
All right.
go back up. I'm gonna surface with him. Now get out of here!
Ah, oh, fine.
Before you go, I will be having a word with the mayor about your noble family's insubordination and treatment of us military filth. Then we will see how highborn you are next to the trash you so despise.
Fine.
As much as I hate him, I'm going to cast Prestidigitation and unsoil his clothing.
He makes a long trek back, and as he surfaces, dripping, soaking, miserable, you air dry his clothes.
I mean, they're not ruined anymore.
You have made an enemy this day. The Nord's Hills
Made enemy this
shall
day.
not forget this.
Don't worry, the mayor will not forget this either.
I look over at the shoreline. I couldn't quite make out what was actually down there because there is actually quite a city down here.
He's already stalking away.
So you guys head to the temple. We'll talk to somebody down below.
Okay.
Speaking of the temple, I don't think we have to worry too much about payment.
Uh-oh, background feature time.
Hey.
Oh.
Called it.
God.
You walk in confident as can be. You've never seen Nebro this comfortable. You're used to the quiet, reserved, sometimes awkward gait of Nebernacle, but as they pass through the threshold of this shelter of faith, you sorry, name drop. You see like a change come over Nebro. They look happier somehow, more in their own skin, as though like the air of divinity gives them some kind of, I don't know, confidence boost. Is that the right word for it?
Yeah.
Sure. You stride up, and they can immediately sense this, and they're like, Raven Queen. Haven't seen her regalia in a long time. You... Gnome. What do you need?
Yes. We need to get down to the Leviathan's tongue. Or jaws of the Leviathan.
tongue of a leviathan, I believe.
Right. And
Right.
this is a half orc fella. You're not used to half orc fellas here. Muscular for a cleric. Just kind of like arms crossed. I don't know what you'd need there. It's bureaucracy.
We just need to get to the entrance to under the city, I believe.
Deep gnome, going deep. That's funny.
I guess.
Anyway, I assume you'll need water breathing, right?
Yep. You got it.
Done. He utters some incantations and waves his hand over the group of you, and suddenly the air is still air, but you feel the moisture in it feels a little bit lighter than it used to. The mist that was just coming off the water doesn't quite have the same heavy feel that it used to. You feel somehow a little bit like more at home in such a wet environment.
Hey.
Yeah.
Sir? Let me know if you need anything at... I don't know. We'll be back soon. I'll check in. Let me know if you need anything that Raven Queen followers can help with.
If someone dies, we'll let you know.
Alright, cool.
Seriously, it happens a lot more than you'd think.
Fighting pit?
You guessed it.
Alright.
Alright, well, last one in the water's paying for drinks.
Ooh.
Yeet.
And if you need a jet ski, there's a rental out back. No,
Oh, what?
Nothing. Not in character. Sorry.
I wish it was in character.
Never would be like, jet ski?
I mean, do we have an artificer?
My
Yes.
god, get to work.
Partial.
Make us a jet ski.
I'm only multi-class into it.
Who cares? Do it!
I'm broke!
Oh, that's
I
a good
have
excuse.
28 gold to my name, so I
I had
cannot tell.
28 gold and I just gave Hammer Smash 25 of it
Oh, God.
You can't
for
be
my
proud of a
other
jet ski.
invention.
Alright, you make your way out the doors that are styled out of waves, and you're back on the docks. The human seems to have been knocked out cold, and the goblin is doing a victory lap.
I'm
Dalen,
gonna go.
champion of the fighting pit, has been victorious once again.
Did you
Is he
say there was
knocked
someone
out or
who's
is he still
keeping?
breathing?
Is it bad I really want to fight him?
He's just
I really want to fight him too.
knocked out. Just fucking cold. Cold cocked.
Fight.
Another time.
When we get back up, go ahead and fight him, and I'll put Death Ward on you.
Oh, God.
Eh. Maybe. We'll see how everything is.
Just maybe.
Cold
We'll see,
cocked. Nice.
see how everything is. So,
Alright.
Are we
Yeah,
Set to
underneath
head
now?
down.
Oh, we're not yet.
Okay, so you... yeah. Useful... You're used to this already. You just, like, belly flop
Yeah.
into the ocean, and just splash
I was already in.
everyone. Wait! Before you go! You hear shouting from the doors. If any of you have papers or things
Uh-oh.
that don't like getting wet, please leave them here. Please.
Okay, Rain is going to be shedding a
Got
lot
it.
of his stuff.
Yeah, Rain sheds about 20 pounds worth of papers. You're not sure where they're coming from. They just keep coming out of, like, pockets and like gaps in his cloak. This man must have 1,000 pockets, man.
Where are you keeping all of that?
I'm hoping I'm finding it all as he like finds another crumpled paper on the underside of his shoe, etc.
In your ship. You know what? Fuck it.
Need to get organized one of these days.
Gonna make sure to put my tinderbox in my eye of holding before I do anything too stupid.
In your
Would
eye
my
of holding?
Eye of holding. It's like a bag of holding.
Neat.
It's just made out of an
Neato.
with eye. Sorry.
It's a bag of holding made out of a beholder's eye.
Aboleth.
Of
Sorry,
course.
aboleth, I meant to say. Shit. Words.
would my tattoo keep everything dry?
That depends. It only holds about a foot by a foot space. So,
Okay.
what are you looking to put in there?
I am looking to put in my leaf weave plant, or would that be okay out of it?
That's probably too big. You basically potted the whole thing, so you can't really like slam that through your hand. So
That's fair.
it'd have to be like small objects, like a crumpled paper, sure.
Okay.
An entire ass plotted plant, maybe not. But this is a temple. This is a temple. Nebronackle trust temples.
Prayer book, I'm going to keep on me. Stick of incense. I will light a stick of incense and put it on the ground for Haru.
You keep him away from all that paperwork.
Right.
Is there some place up high?
This is your pet.
Can I shred my paper in a different room?
Right. I'll do my best. Okay. That's the best I can ask for.
Just make sure somebody's keeping an eye on him. We don't need any more fires.
I think I know just who to give it to. He. What is this pet's name?
Haru.
And it's a boy.
Yes.
Good. Okay. I'll just make sure he doesn't pee on the papers.
Or set them on fire.
Excuse me?
Just make sure you keep an eye on him.
Don't keep him near wood or paper.
Keep him away from flammable things.
Suddenly less willing to take this animal.
I'll toss him a gold piece.
Or generous
Of incense, light it up.
Your generous offering to the church is accepted and appreciated. He walks.
I hand over my.
He's like holding the fox at like arm's length.
Haru, behave!
Yep. Oh my god!
Sorry.
Oh my god, that was such good timing!
Snoogie.
Can we have him on the just like be on a separate Discord call and he'll just like bark whenever we need him to? That's
Snoogie has a character to play. It's great.
Dude, Haru is gonna fuck up that church.
GG.
Oh,
no.
I am gonna give them. I'll give them my block of incense as well.
Yes.
Just to kind of keep him calm.
Oh, for the pet.
Oh. Yeah.
Right.
Just light it up and he'll cuddle it. You might also want to put some candles around.
You're a very responsible pet owner.
I try. I've only been a pet owner for about an hour, but I try.
No, that's not true. We had Blinky.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And can we find like an isolated, closed-door room to place all of our flammable goods?
Yeah. You could probably leads you to like a storage closet.
Cool. That's not something I want to come back to. That little twist.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's it's an interesting place. This temple. It's usually they're quite clean and very very religious in their reverence to their worship, but Cord's temples, they're a good time. People are drinking, there's fights going on. It's not uncommon to find bloodied bandages in far forgotten corners. It's yeah, people people are here to party, basically.
It's been a while since I've been to one of these temples.
Oh, right. I'll get you an ale. Forgot about that. It's part of the entrance waiver, after all. Just get everyone nice and
Oh, thank you.
not sobered.
We have to go on an exploration quick. I'll drink with you when we get back, alright? Make an offering
Right.
as well.
The Raven's Queen's blessing would be useful for our duties.
Yes.
Duty.
I'll make an offering for you when I tomorrow morning.
That would be appreciated. Good luck. The waves are kind of strong this time of year.
Nothing I can't handle.
I think he was more concerned about me. I'm kind
Wait, I
of small.
thought. Did you not go ahead of us, useful, to get directions?
Yeah, well, I guess I am.
Okay.
I thought that's what you said. Sorry.
Go ahead and make a... Oh god, a persuasion check.
Oh,
Oh God. Oh Jesus. Come on.
My god!
Okay, it's not bad.
that's a 17.
Minus
Wowie wow.
Okay,
His
yeah.
first roll above
you-
15.
You catch the eye of a Triton, and they light up when they see another Triton that they've never seen before. Oh, hello. I have a daughter.
What the fuck?
What?
No, he's like, there's like no Tritons here, and this guy looks old, grizzled. His wavy seaweed hair has gone gray, and he seems like immediately upon meeting you, like, marry my daughter. You look like a Viking king, you motherfucker. You really do.
I'd say so. I look over at him. I don't see very many Tritons around here.
You're damn right. Barely any can get through the Marauder's Pass. You must be a king.
No, not a king. But I am a soldier of the Vortex Legion.
I have 2 daughters.
My comrades will be down here shortly. Can you point me to the Leviathan's tongue?
Right. That way. You'll know you've gone too far if you hit teeth.
Got you. And who knows? Maybe after we get back from the expedition, I'll come and I'll seek you out.
Right. And maybe you could tell me some tales of my homeland.
Of course.
He gets like a far-off expression to his face. It has been a while since I've raided the coast.
You're a hate squaw.
No, but I did belong to a clan at one time.
Alright. Well, if for now, many things are still the same as they always are. We need something, we hit the ships. Although, in my case, things didn't go quite as planned.
You could say that again. I didn't choose to settle here. Uh, the tides of fate have interesting paths.
Agreed. Very much agreed.
May your current guide you justly.
The same to you.
Right. And it's at this point, you begin to hear what sounds like singing. Um, it's weird. The other guy doesn't appear to be reacting in any way. But you've heard this song before. You've heard the lyrics. You remember it from long ago ages, from your childhood, from days when you didn't even have the hate squall. You don't even know when these memories came from. You must have been a tiny baby, but let me just pull up the lyrics real quick.
Ooh.
The jailer, he lurks in the deep. He's dragging you down while you sleep. He's wrapped you in chains, oh, you're shackled by pain. Beware of the dark where he creeps. Just
That was good.
sourceless. Completely without direction. It seems to be coming from within in your own head. You've heard tales of sirens, but there's no body, no source of seduction. So it's weird. You look around. The man right in front of you seems to be eyeing you curiously.
Did you hear that?
No. What seems to be the problem, sir?
Just an old song that I remember, that I vaguely recall.
I hope it's a good one.
No, never mind.
Right, well, should you return, my 3 daughters will be happy to meet you.
Right.
Every time this man opens his mouth, he gets another daughter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, well, I'll seek you out when I return.
Yes, yes. May the currents guide your path.
Likewise.
And yeah, so you were given directions. The Leviathan's tongue, it appears to be, from this distance that you're seeing it from, made of some kind of black marble. The tower itself is jutting from the sea floor, seeming to rise toward the surface, but never quite breaking it. The surface of the water, that is. It's like shaped like a tongue. It's long and flat, but as it ascends to the tip, oh god damn it, the black marble seems to have veins of red.
You can't avoid it, Cody. Just embrace it.
I'm sorry. The marble seems to be streaked with red blood, like a blood crimson red that just flows through the stone.
Bloody veins to the tip.
God damn it! No!
All the way to the straight tip.
Oh my god!
Where all the daughters can be found.
There's like 7 now. Okay.
Oh, but the tower is dipped down into the sea. Oh, it's not what it once was.
It's a wet tower.
No!
Yeah.
You're gonna kill me, guys. Framing the tower.
Yes.
Damn it!
Do go on.
There appears to, there appears to be, there appears to be like a framework. It appears to be like the tongue itself is it God damn it, I want to say the word protrudes, but it ascends. Damn it.
So is the end of the tower like a maw?
No. The tower itself is in the depiction of a
Is
tongue.
the tongue?
Yeah,
I
it's
see.
it's
Gotcha.
the tongue, and beyond that, there appears to be like tower walls, almost. The walls have like they have like a jaw-like protrusion to them. It seems to ring the entire like section of this area. Think like far off, like jaws that just they go until the end of the towers, and then it's just a sheer drop off to. So it's kind of like a 45-degree angle down, and then sheer cliff, just 90 degrees
Okay.
down, and the jaw just rings the entire edge of the abyss. There appears to be towers carved out of the wall in intervals, look like fangs, and you see great chains attached to each interval between the teeth that seem to be relaxed at this current moment, but they ascend up and off to the side on each side. So each interval of tower is like headed off into the corner like this. So think like spikes in between like that. Sorry, I'm trying to give a visual, but I'm not a good artist.
I was envisioning like a goose's tongue.
Yeah, but the tongue is like the last tower, and it seems to like rise up to the surface almost, and it's attached to the end of the tower is all of those chains, essentially. Yeah, they're like an ivory color, the jaws, but the chains themselves are still like actual chains. They're just really heavy and large.
Okay.
So do you go back up?
Yeah, go up and get the others.
Oh, before we move on, the voice was masculine. It seemed to be like a young male, which is odd. You thought sirens were supposed to be what you're sexually attracted to, but you know, clearly they were wrong because this is a dude, and Useful's pretty fucking straight. Like almost
Yeah.
offensively straight, really. And yeah, it was just like eerie. It was odd to hear an echo of your past. But as you rise to the surface, memories of the deep clear away as sunshine, the sunshine of a setting sun touches your head again. Not the head, damn it.
Just lightly touches it.
Just tickles the head. All right.
It strokes it.
A gentle caress.
Get out of the water, man.
There's a certain kind of game that we want to be playing here.
Yeah. Yeah, if you keep making sex jokes, you're gonna break your DM.
Yeah.
So you get back to Cord's temple. Probably should have named it, huh? Let's go with the Crack of Doom. Oh no! Damn it! No, the Thunder Crackle. No, that's too.
The
close to that.
Thunderdome.
The Thunderdome. It's got to be the Thunderdome. All right.
All right.
It's the Thunderdome. Oh yeah, brother. Let's go to the Thunderdome. All right, you make it out. You relay the directions that you were given from a very enthusiastic older gentleman, probably geriatric at that point. And yeah, the party seems pretty skeptical.
What?
Rain is eager to go try out this water breathing. He's often explored the coastlines and is curious to be able to spend more than a few minutes looking at the fish and the seaweeds, etc.
G's just going to dive bomb straight into the water like a pelican.
Make an acrobatics check to see how many flips you can do.
Yes.
Oh. Acrobatics. I'm actually not amazing at these. But I am pretty good.
You make
Nice.
at least 5.
Walking straight into the water, like not stopping, like there's laying there.
No, he actually gives him like thrust to the jump. So he like flaps his wings and he's like twirling in the air like an acrobat. And as he like crests the surface, he does like a graceful dolphin dive, like barely a splash as he sinks beneath the surface of the water.
Is there anyone here who is worried about their ability to swim in these strong currents?
I am small.
Small.
You are dense.
Would you like to hold on
True.
to onto my person? Because I think I'd be able to handle these waters pretty
How
well.
does the turtle work underwater? Did we
You
test
are the
that?
turtle.
Let's leave the turtle up here, maybe.
I
well,
really don't
if
think that's too safe either.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure once I get to a certain range, that's going to revert back to its original form.
That's very true.
How long does illusion last for?
Well, it's a cantrip, so I can do it all the time, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't. Let me take a look at the buttons again.
All right. Oof. Oh, I need
Okay,
to go
so
back to
there's-
notes. Oh, do you ever read it?
There's
down?
activate, extract, eviscerate, forge, emergency shutoff, disassemble, invisible, protect, overload, assimilate, bleed, and follow. So I think if we maybe press protect, it'll make a bubble either around it or someone else. Hopefully it's around itself.
Should we just test pushing it in the water?
Maybe?
I do have
Isn't
mending.
it electric?
Oh,
I
Wouldn't
do
it
have
short
mending.
circuit?
I mean, it's a magical item. Mending wouldn't work on it.
Well, it's not completely magical.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's like a hybrid.
Okay, so, I mean, if you want to push it in the water first before touching anything, I guess that's fine.
I mean, I'm technically already in the water, so I shouldn't be even a part of this conversation unless it's telepathy.
So I will actually. I'll go ahead. Sorry, baby's going crazy. I'll press the protect button first.
Okay. You press the protect button. As you pull off the control panel and you hold it at a distance, you press the button, and what looks to be a force of hold on, let me just look up the spell real quick. I just need to touch up on what it actually looks like. Okay, a sphere of shimmering force just encloses the object. It appears to be... Does it match the shape of it? Yeah, it seems to match the shape of the object. It it seems to like completely envelop every surface. Even the control panel that you're holding seems to be impenetrable. You actually can't even press the buttons anymore because it's just like locked.
I wonder when that stops. I still have it on follow, so I'm just going to tie the rope around my waist and start heading down and see what effects it has.
All right. It appears to follow you. It hovers in the same distance, although slightly above because you're headed downhill. When you attempt to swim up, it stays in its current position and then attempts to follow you as you ascend. It's kind of like a what's the word? It follows you at like a 20, 30 no, I think it was 30 that we said. A 30-foot distance and then it continues to go. So it just kind of like once you hit that threshold of a certain distance away, it starts following.
Okay, but it seems fine.
Yeah, it seems fine. Actually, after about a minute, the spell seems to fade from the surface of it, but it doesn't seem to short circuit. Whatever makes up the body of this structure is either well insulated or doesn't shed excess electricity on its surface.
Okay. Well, that works out. All right, I guess we keep heading down then.
Okay. That's gonna look so bad on the capture, just like looking up spells.
You'll be okay.
Alright.
You can't be expected to remember every spell.
Yeah, true.
It's true.
Anywho, yeah, you make your way down towards the... You've already broken me. Okay, Leviathan's Tongue, I believe it was called? Tongue of the Leviathan,
Yes.
there we go. And you, I guess, just head towards the... There are guards there. This is a apparently government facility, as there are like a clearing around it, and the guards themselves appear to be not quite regular guards. They appear to all be aquatic races. This is probably some kind of special force, and they all have what looks to be some kind of kraken tattoo across them. This is probably a similar rank officer group to you guys, except from a different unit of some kind. Halt! Business within the tower.
We hear about the expedition. I show in my Leviathan tattoo that goes all the way up my arm.
Stalker, it's good to see you, especially in these times.
What news exactly?
Well, the grapplers of what was it? Something. The grapplers of the sunken crags do not get shared these informations, but I'm sure you will find anything you need inside. If you're looking for what happened on our watch, there was a scuffle with, well, some water genasi were getting a bit rowdy. They were not happy with their protest being ended early.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
I'm sure you got involved in the protest. No, sorry. I'm sure you got them broken up, I mean to say. Sorry, this language is tough.
Yeah, I switched to primordial just to make it easier on him. I don't know
Right.
if they weren't around when I showed up. When I went to go talk to the game warden.
Well,
It's very hard to hear you again.
oh, is he get quiet? I have him really high up, so.
Oh, that's
know,
right.
I don't know what the hell is going on.
I mean,
I've got you.
I have you set at 200%, so you're like half volume apparently.
I've got you set at 100 for me though, so that's weird.
It's what I had to do. G told me to put it on actual, like the app, instead of just the desktop site, because with the actual app you can get to 200. Anyway.
Yeah.
Or if you're on the desktop, you can set everyone else to 50, and then crank your volume up.
Yeah, upgrade your. You gotta just mess around with your settings like sometimes.
Okay.
It would be nice if we could just, I don't know, imprison them or something.
They don't realize that, that the mother of the sea mother is endangered. So long as these Earth bastards keep invading our territories.
Yes, we cannot reap the bounties of the lands above without, I don't know, some kind of armistice between. Is that the right words? Peace? I don't know.
Nah, I couldn't tell you myself, to be honest. But we better get inside before my friend's enchantment runs dry.
Right. The currents guide you, and he does the forearm clasp, and you can tell he's like showing off his muscle, so you do the same a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. These guys are pretty. They're pretty well muscled. They're about the same groupings as races go here. The one you talked to was a Triton. There are a fair amount of Sea Elves, a few Water Genasi, but he seemed to be the only Triton in the group. So yeah, you make your way past. The tongue itself has like two main ribs, like a tongue does, but the entranceway is around the back, so you circle around the building. The surface of it is cragged with just veins of black running through it, or sorry, not black, red running through the black. That's what I meant to say. And it's an interesting building. You skirt the edge of the like curving structure, and as you get towards the back, it's just like a hole. There's a hole in the entirety of it, and you're like weirded out by it, but you can see like air pockets within. So you surface, and as you look around, there appears to be like a landing dock almost, where you can like climb out through what looks to be like a rope ladder that's just kind of like hanging limply in the waves. Nebro, can you make a athletics check for me? Because this is where the currents gets tough.
Oh, I had let Nebro know that he can hold on to my person.
Oh, that's right. I mean, he's still holding on though. It's just that he's getting caught by the current, and he's got a very dense personage. So, you feel rain slip through your grasp. The currents tearing at your clothes start to drag you down to the depths, and you're a good like 5-10 feet before anyone notices that you've been wrenched by the depth, by the gods of the deep.
I'm probably in my mind just screaming, Ishti, Ishti, Ishti! Attention, please! Ishti, help!
Oh no.
He's the only one that could hear me.
Yeah.
Rain, if Rain feels Nebo get loose, Rain's gonna swim after.
Okay.
I'll telepathically communicate that to the group so they know.
And Rain can probably catch the current that caught Nebo away and use that to his advantage.
Help me catch them. I can get us away from the current.
Just smack you, Salt.
Yep.
Hey, you're the fucking swimmer. This is your territory. Help them, bro.
Yep. Well, I'm
What was
going to. I'm going to swim around and try to go catch Nebro.
All right. You have a swim speed, so it'd be an advantage probably, but you probably shouldn't have too much trouble with it.
Well,
So,
let's do an
athletics check again.
athletics check just to see.
You got this.
Da 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 da. The Jaws theme plays
Grab
throughout this
Nebro.
entire thing.
Yep. Yep.
I'm
So I
saved.
I grab Nebro and bring him back to the thing for him to grab hold of.
All right, he's back. I'm gonna try and get some underwater music. Wait. It has been 3 hours and 20 minutes. So, would you guys like to stop at this point, or?
Sure.
Okay. Just asking, because I know you guys usually, some of you have to start leaving after about 3 hours, and
Yeah, I need to make dinner.
Yeah, I don't want to play without people, so yeah. Session ends here then, I guess. Never has been saved.
Woo!
You've gained a fox. Um, you have
A rather precarious fox, yes.
17 daughters waiting for useful.
I'm gonna have a harem by the time he's done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. I feel bad for not having music at the beginning of the session. I completely forgot. But that's okay. I added some later on. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording now, and then I'll